Hi. I live in Arizona, and one of the reasons I moved here is because I enjoy hiking. And I was hiking the other day up by Scottsdale, Arizona, at McDowell Mountain Range. And I met somebody on the trail, and they were uh, talking about some stuff. And I made a comment. I said, "It sounds like you're writing a song." And they laughed. And it had to do with all the shades of gray and stuff that they were seeing and just talking about the landscape. And after I walked by, I thought, was there a connection made between me and these other people? And it seemed like there was a connection. And I thought, why did it seem as if there was a connection? And it only made sense that the reason that it seemed like there was a connection is because there seemed like there was not a connection before that. So we cannot have this connection without this presupposed idea that we're not already connected. And of course, I was sharing the same air as these people and sharing the same sights. And our minds were working in parallel, pretty much the same. They these people had different past experiences than I did for the most part, but not really. Not really. There's still so many similarities. And then to have this connection with nature, we feel that we are all of a sudden connected with nature. It's like this vast opening, like, oh, the wonder of nature. But we are nature. There's no way that we can be disconnected by nature or from nature because we are. That's what we are. To think that there's this connection and then this disconnection is really a false view. It's just for a moment there we realize that there is this connectedness rather than thinking, oh, I had a connection with nature or I had a connection with this person. It's just realizing that we are connected. Also, on the same hike, I looked at two plants and I asked myself, am I seeing two plants or is this, what is going on here? There's two little shrubs that are next to each other. They look very similar. And the first thing that came to mind is on one of these there was a branch with two buds on it. One of the buds had a flower and the other one had not quite flowered yet. It was just a bud. So was I seeing two? Was I seeing a flower and a bud? Or were these the same thing? So we have two things that are sharing the same root. They're on the same plant. And so what am I seeing? Am I seeing two things, or am I seeing this one plant, or this one stem that comes from this one plant, and this plant goes into this ground, and then next to this one plant there's another plant? And am I seeing two plants, or I can say yes. We could say yes. There's this plant and there's plant A and plant B, and we say what makes them different? Well, they're kind of separate from each other. And we can plainly see that there's two of them. That's how we commonly think. I see that one and I see that one. Okay. But what makes them not different? This is when it becomes very interesting, because there's more similarities than there are differences to these things, to these plants. There are, the leaves are the same. It's made out of the same components. They have the same culture demands. They share the same air, the same soil, the same needs such as water and sunlight and heat, the same nutrients. They need all these same things. If one stresses out, the other one will likely stress out. They're the same age. They're likely might even came from the same plant tree or the same seed. And so all of a sudden I'm realizing that I'm not really seeing two. I'm seeing one thing that is so similar to the other thing that it's really just one. Under the ground, these plants are likely touching each other. It's very, very interesting. You know, when we even back it up a little bit now, who is seeing these two plants? We have two eyes looking at two plants. We get this duality happening. I am looking at the plant. What if we just remove that eye and the plant? What the heck? We'll remove both of them, and there's just seeing. Seeing is happening. There is seeing the plant. No I am seeing, and really no plant. There's just seeing happening. Okay, what is seeing? It's experiencing. So there's experience happening. So my entire hike was an experience. It wasn't a start of an experience and an end of an experience, because it's still happening, because I'm still talking about it. When did the hike start? When did this experience start? When did it stop? It didn't. It's still happening. This is life. There's no experiencer. There's nobody that this experience is happening to. It's just an experience. This understanding takes the lightness off of, or puts the lightness on, takes the burden off of things very much, but because it's just an experience. It's not an experience. It's a beautiful display, an unfolding of experience, which is life. And that is part of the direct pointing that we're working with. Direct pointing. Thank you.